Hi everyone, I'm back with another client tutorial. This is my beautiful model Kai, and today I am going to do a look inspired by Kim Kardashian's Met Gala makeup by Makeup by Mario. I'm a little bit late to jump on this bandwagon, but I thought I'd go ahead and do it anyway because I have been wanting to do a tutorial with a halo style eye, so I thought I might as well just go ahead and do it. So now I am just starting out by priming her skin. This is the Embryolise moisturizer that I love so much. Just placing that all over her skin with a flat brush and then priming her eyelids. This is MAC Painterly. So we're just placing that all over the eyelid. I'm also going to bring this down on the lower lash line as well. I actually ended up ordering a bunch of the Kim Kardashian makeup line to do this look because I felt like it just made sense. And they were advertising like a Met Gala palette that Mario came out with, but some of the colors were kind of throwing me off. So I ended up going with the copper palette. So that's what I'm going to be using today. So this will kind of be like a first impressions slash tutorial because this is my first time using her stuff. So I'm going in with that kind of taupey light brown color, and we're just working this into the crease with a fluffy brush, doing window wiping motions. And honestly, right off the bat, I was pretty impressed by her eyeshadow. It has really good pigmentation, not a lot of fallout. I would highly recommend it, to be honest. And I also think the colors in this palette are beautiful, like totally my style. So now to get that smokiness on the outer corner as well as the inner corner, I'm going in and kind of mixing the darker brown shade with that warmer one. So I'm just gradually applying. I think now that I'm creating YouTube videos again, I'm realizing how much I go back and forth with colors, but in my opinion, it's better to gradually apply things than to go in too dark all at once and try to correct it. So I'm kind of mixing these two, giving it some smokiness in the inner corner as well as the outer, and I'm just pressing this on. You want to make sure not to fluff it around too much because then it starts to look a little bit messy. Also making sure you don't bring up that darker color too high to the brow because then it starts to look messy. So as you guys can see, I just apply it and then I kind of go back in with a brush with nothing on it. See this big fluffy brush I have, and just get rid of any harsh lines. Blending is the key when it comes to making your eyeshadow, I'm not even gonna edit that, look nice and crisp and clean. So now I'm just wiping the fallout that fell underneath her eye with a makeup wipe. This is why we do the eyes first. Now for that beautiful shimmery color, I did a variety of things for this. So first I'm going in with that bronzy color in the palette and just packing this on with a flat brush. This is a MAC 242. It's been one of my favorites for like years now. And I did get it a little bit wet. Now I'm kind of lightly going over it with that pearly color in the same palette, and it looked like it kind of brought it up a little bit higher than her crease. So I'm just packing this on and bringing it up slightly above her crease. Now for eyeliner, this is MAC chromaline in Black, applying that with a flat brush to her waterline. And then going in with that same dark brown color we used in the outer corner and inner corner of the shadow to kind of smoke out the bottom lower lash line. I also added in some of that chocolatey color as well. With a tapered fluffy brush, I'm going in and smoking out the bottom lash line, just getting rid of any kind of lines that we have and blending it all together. Don't focus too much on this because I'm going to have to touch it up later anyway after we do the concealer. Also touching up the top, making it a little bit darker. I always go back and forth with things, so sorry if I go in weird patterns. This is just how I do makeup. I kind of go back and forth with different steps. To add a little bit more shine, I'm going in with this Huda Beauty Matte and Metal Melted Eyeshadow. I actually love this. The other side is a really good eyeshadow primer, but I'm using the sparkly side on her, which I think is called Bamboo Hoops. So just placing that over that other lid color we did. Then I'm going in with a Jouer lip gloss. This is what it looks like. So I'm really just using this as a glitter glue. So placing that on top as well. And then over that, we are going to use MAC Reflex Gold. This is my hands down favorite glitter ever. If I am to use a glitter, it's probably this one because it's very fine and it just gives a beautiful reflex gold color. And I noticed in her photos, the glitter kind of comes up a little bit higher than a traditional halo eye, so that's why I'm bringing it up slightly higher than the crease. Again, just going in and wiping off what fell out. Glitter tends to do this, so I would highly recommend to do your eyes first. For brows, I'm actually using MAC Dip Brown. This, I believe, is a gel liner, but you can totally use it for brows. I used to do that back in the day before all the companies came out with the brow pomades, and it works great. So as you can see, I'm just kind of flicking it into her brow. I don't like a really dramatic brow, especially when someone already has a nice full eyebrow. I still like to see some skin underneath. So I'm just feathering the product in without making her eyebrow too harsh and dark, because this color can get really dark. And then I always like to shape my eyebrows using a concealer. This is the Graftobian palette that I'm using in this case. You just want to make sure to blend it out, because I personally do not like when you can see that line right there. So I always apply the product first, and then I'll go in with a brush and kind of soften it. And I do this same step on the top as well. You just want to make sure to get it closer to her natural skin color. So the one on the bottom, as you can see, is lighter, so it's kind of acting as a highlight for the brow bone as well, as just shaping out the eyebrows. This will just make everything look more crisp, in my opinion. Question for you guys: do you think the sound is good since I'm doing voiceover? Does it sound okay, or do I need to get a mic? Since I'm new to YouTube again, I am rediscovering how to edit and do all these things. So I want to get better for you guys, but I need to know like what programs to buy and little add-on things to get. So let me know what you guys think. If it's too quiet or the sound quality doesn't sound good, I'm willing to purchase some things to make it a little bit better. So now just going in with her foundation, I'm using MAC Studio Fix Fluid and just applying it to all the areas. So cheeks, chin, forehead, nose, and then blending it out with this stippling brush. This is from Morphe. I love this one. It doesn't shed too bad. I used to use the MAC ones and those ones shed terribly. After I blend the product in with my stippling brush, I usually always go in with a damp beauty blender and make sure it's not too damp, because then it's gonna take off the makeup, but I'm just pressing the product into the skin. This works amazing to get rid of any little streaks and just to make sure the makeup looks more flawless without looking cakey. Applying concealer, this is Tarte Shape Tape, one of my staple products in my makeup kit, especially for a fuller coverage under eye, just to make sure we have a really flawless and kind of highlighted look too, because Kim always does a nice highlighted under eye, which I love. So I'm getting really close without covering that under eye work that we did, but again, we're gonna have to touch it up, so it is okay if you do that. And again, just pressing it all in with a damp beauty blender. This is especially good for the under eye area. To contour today, I of course am using the Kim Kardashian contour stick. So first I'm going in with the dark one. This is in dark 1, I believe. So placing that in the hollows of her cheeks, on the forehead, and then later I'm going to use it to contour her nose as well. And just to give you guys a short review on these, I was very impressed. I kind of held off for a while getting them because I do have the Rihanna ones, and I have so many contour sticks. I have the Milk one, I have the what else, the Hula one by Benefit. So I was actually very impressed with these because they went on so smooth. Even my model was like, oh my god, this feels so nice. I do like how thin they are, so they're really good for getting in little areas like the nose, and they just blend it out really seamlessly. So I would for sure recommend these. As you guys can see, I'm just blending everything out. This is a synthetic brush. One of my followers sent this to me, and she has her own makeup brush line, so I will tag her down below. I love this brush for blending out cream products, so any kind of synthetic brush will work, but this one is great because it has that shape to it. Now just contouring her nose with the lighter shade. For the nose, I used my Real Techniques setting brush. This is one of my favorites to blend out under the eye and nose contours. So like I said, we are going in with that warmer color again and just touching up the under eye. To lightly bake and set everything under the eye, I'm using this Derma Blend Banana Brightening Powder. I actually got this at the Makeup by Mario Masterclass and I really like it. Now just applying some mascara, and then we're going to be putting on lashes. I'm using the Time Los Angeles lashes stacked with another pair. I will list everything down below for you guys once again. Then I'm just going to lightly bake under her contour. I feel like when I do this, it makes everything kind of stand out more and also makes it look a little bit more clean. I also like to apply it to the bridge of the nose and the chin. Just going in and touching up her eyeliner. I always like to do this after I apply lashes just to get rid of any glue residue and to make it darker. I don't know if she had a winged eyeliner. After I did this look, I was kind of looking at the picture and it looked like she did, so I wish I would have added it, but it's okay. So for under the eye now, I'm just making it a little bit darker. That's why I have that tissue there so it doesn't fall out on the rest of her face, since we already made her face look flawless, or more flawless as I should say, because she is literally perfect without makeup. Now just dusting off that powder that we had. You don't want to leave it on too long, especially under the eyes, because then it can start to look really dry. Now to brighten up the under eye even more, and he actually did this in his master class, which I didn't realize until now, that I'm doing the same thing. So this is MAC Studio Fix Powder in the color NW20, just to give her a nice highlighted under eye and to make sure there's like no darkness showing. Touching up that lower lash line, once again, the more product under your eye, you're gonna have to kind of go back and forth and do this. Then I'm highlighting her. This is the Dior palette. I'm in love with this palette. It's so beautiful. It just gives such a nice, almost wet look. So I thought it would be perfect for this look. And I'm applying that dark bronzy color to her forehead because she had a little bit of highlight on her forehead. I'm also using it to highlight the bridge of the nose. I love to do this. I feel like it makes the nose look thinner and it just gives it a nice glow, kind of makes it stand out in photos. I'm using it again to just brighten up that shadow. Like I said, I felt like it kind of came up above the crease, so I'm just trying to make sure I get that look down. So as you guys can see, I go back and forth a lot with makeup, and I was kind of contemplating leaving these parts out, but I thought I would just keep it authentic and show you guys how I do makeup. Applying some bottom mascara, of course, always using disposables when you are working with multiple different clients. And then just going in and touching up that Reflex Gold color. For bronzer, I'm using LC bronzer in the color Tan. This is like a perfect shade for her. So just applying that on the forehead. Everyone is a little bit darker on their forehead. Wow, I cannot talk today. So this will just actually make your makeup look more natural when leaving the forehead tanner. For lips, I'm using MAC Honey Love mixed with Cream de Nude, applying that with a lip brush. And then I'm going to go in with 2 different lip liners from the Kim Kardashian line. And the colors I used are 1.5 and 2. I'm kind of blending both of these together to get the look that he created, and I believe these are the same colors that he used. So again, I was so impressed with these. They went on so smooth and creamy, super easy to blend out. I think she did a really good job with this line, you guys. Like, I'm being totally honest because I did purchase it myself. For lip gloss, I am using Super Nude. This is a beautiful nude color. It kind of has a little bit of shimmer in it. It doesn't look as good on my hand as it does on her because I am so white, so you couldn't really tell, but just placing that on top to give her a nice glowy look on her lips. And now for the chest, I'm using a mixture of 2 things. This is the Fenty Body Lava. This is the lighter shade. I know there's 2 different ones, so just placing that all over. This is like a big stippling brush. And then I also went ahead and sprayed her with the Patrick Ta highlighting spray. I forget what it's called, but I will link everything down below for you guys. Now just going in, I forgot to do blush, so I'm using my Morphe palette in this far right color, kind of like a peachy shimmery color, to give her a nice glow. And this completes our look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I tried to get as close as I could to the look, so let me know what you guys think, and if you guys want to see more client looks, or really what content do you guys want to see from me next. Let me know, and thank you so much for watching.